to how quickly that 5 days have passed. And for those who are thinking like, oh, the boot camp is like 12 weeks, that's so long to commit. Because many of us will have been and will tell you that it's just gone by in the flesh. And so tapering. I'm trying to look for Chun Hong. Is he around? Then we have another senior mentor that I think he hasn't spoken this whole week. Oh, well. Albert is smiling. Albert, how's your sit today?
That was a pretty good set. I think it was very restful. For me, very silent.
Mm.
Palpable silence. How was the sit for you, Jace?
Sleepy.
Mm.
I'm just really tired. I like had a really late meeting yesterday, last night, and then woke up really early in the morning. Yeah. I mean, only in the demo week, I'm like sitting upright. And I ask the rest of the people here. A lot of times you find me lying down horizontal on the screen. Just for you guys, I'm formal, sitting upright here. Yeah.
Mm.
And this idea of tapering, it's very interesting. The sense of not wanting more, resting, being okay.
Satisfied, right?
Learning to be satisfied.
Well, I said satisfied. I didn't say learning.
I have so much desires.
But that's the trick, right? To have a desire and to also be able to be satisfied, nourished. It's kind of like a nice meal.
Mm. Yeah, most of us don't eat with that sense of wanting to be nourished these days, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Sometimes we don't even know what we are eating.
No, that's kind of the issue. Yeah. Arrival. Arrived. I like that word. Mm.
Mm. So in a way, I don't think that is a new concept in practice or in meditation. I think in different ways we have heard of it that in a process of practicing. But I think in CC, we make it a very deliberate training process that we call tapering. But fundamentally, it's like what Albert said, that despite that longing, despite that desire, despite that wanting to fix, yet still be able to be okay. Mm. contented and be restful. How's everybody sit? Anybody can share. Because we can still go with the putting up your hands thing. It's rubbing off on me. I'm kind of enjoying this raising hand things now.
I want to share.
Sure.
So it was very, very interesting because I didn't understand the word tapering. So I was like in my head a lot. And then in the middle of the like what Ken was saying, I fell asleep. So when I woke up, I was like, what was the whole point of this meditation? Like, and then I was like, oh fuck, 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 fuck. But I was like, okay, I'll just do like normal, just trying to focus on the breath and try to come back to it. But it was a bit of like a bit of a struggle, different than other days that I could really go deep into it on the meditation. But it was certainly interesting how the whole thing came up. But yeah, that's it. That's what I wanted to share.
So how did it end for you? But how would you say that it ended for you at the end?
Yeah, I had a lot of thoughts. I had a lot of like how is this going to be, or even in between when I woke up. But also just it was a bit of a mess through it. I was just having a lot of future thoughts, mostly like what am I going to do like later in the day and the weekend and stuff. But then when Ken started talking again, I could also relax a bit and it's okay. It's Ken again to give some instructions. Uh, so, but it was certainly interesting, and then I could relax a bit more with a bit of a container, like to contain. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
I think a lot of people would resonate with that kind of process. That falling
Nice.
asleep, not knowing what's going on, and then it's like, oh no shit, like what's up? And like this was there a whole point to this? Did I just waste like an hour of my time? Like did this do anything at all? Kind of thing.
Yeah, that was me.
There's a lot of people I feel. I went through it a lot of times myself. Yeah. I think that's all right. I mean, that's the point, right? Of being in a group and practicing together, having that container, having the instructions. This is also interesting because in the end, this whole point of putting ourselves in this container is also to see clearly all that insecurities that we have in that sense, and learning what it means to rest with those insecurities, and then eventually maybe be free from those insecurities, I guess. Not that it would disappear, but then not have to suffer from it. Thank you. Thank you for the sharing.
Just last thing, when Ken started talking again, there was some kind of acceptance, like, okay, I'm fine.
Yeah.
We'll go through this. That's it.
It's okay. And then suddenly we have 5 hands. Okay. Is it in order, Tom? Like I wanted to ask Tom about this. Does it come up in order on our screen?
Yeah, Anthony goes next.
Okay. Sorry about this.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Good morning. So,
Morning.
in today's meditation, my meditations are very much based on what Kant says, kind of becomes an inspiration to what I'm going to do in the meditation. That's probably the point. But, today I just tried to, be more acceptant and genuine. So, for example, yesterday my meditation, when it ended, it felt more relaxing because I put a lot of effort into this attempt to relax, to settle in. But that means that, when a thought comes, I have to use a lot of my energy to, come back to the breath and relax and relax. And today, I still use the breath. I really need it as an anchor, but I tried to stop what I would like to call this a slap. So maybe like when I have a thought, it's not like, I just have a thought and that's a part of my pattern. That's like, you stupid, you distracted yourself. You have to go back, like this. And so that, that clinching, that pain that I feel when, I feel like I'm straying away from the meditation. Now, if I was going into this meditation, when I strayed away, I was just, this feels uncomfortable, I'm straying away from the path, feels so bad. But just stayed there, said, let's wait. And then I went there, and I went here, and then I went here. So it didn't feel like, the when it ended, it wasn't like I'm so relaxed now. I feel, very similar to the beginning of the meditation, but mainly I think I feel better about the fact that, I have a way of meditating. I have some issues in my meditation, and I just stayed with that, even though it was, cringy and like this.
Mm.
So it was actually very nice. This is my experience.
Yeah. Interesting. And I just got reminded of this idea of because as you're talking about this and all that movement that you have, and I just got reminded of this idea of momentum. We all have a certain momentum, be it in our intention or energy or restlessness or restfulness. Nothing just appear and drop in this way, isn't it? There's always a momentum to things. And actually, in fact, in this very idea of tapering, there's also that actually we went through kind of like a crash course in 5 days. We were like bringing you guys up and then like down pretty quickly. It's almost like, and now that we, in the past 2 days, in fact, we were having a lot of emotions, right? A lot of challenging emotions. Everybody was like feeling a lot. And now we're like, oh, tapering. And so that kind of feeling that you said, like, it's just, you're going to feel a little bit of that friction. It's almost like a train trying to stop faster than it needs to stop, right? I mean, even in the case of John, that you kind of shared, like that influx of thoughts that you have, that could happen too when in tapering. It's like, telling you to like, okay, now it's fine, it's okay now. You don't need to have more. But I want more. I want more. And then that one thing still has that momentum, still has that trajectory, still have the inertia that we're experiencing. And so hence tapering in itself is a realization fitness that we train for, because you have to recognize and be able to sit with that kind of a little bit of that friction, a lot of thoughts coming up, to try to appease that friction that you're sensing or feeling. It's all part of the practice and training, I guess.
Right.
Thank
It's
you.
kind of like
Yeah.
it's an extreme view to think that I can completely control my momentum. I should also stay with my momentum, right?
Yeah, that's riding. Surfing, like we like to call it surfing. Not sure if other mentors have more to say about this. Because, no?
About
Yeah.
the tapering?
Yeah, about tapering.
Well, I get the idea of tapering associated with the deloading fitness. When you exert and put stresses on your body, it takes some time for the stresses to actually express themselves. And at that, if you still have the momentum, if you keep on putting more stress on your body without tapering, without active recovering, then you might overtrain or burn out. But the paradox is, it seems like you're just going and going. It seems like you're doing so well in this moment of like, oh, keep hitting PR, keep hitting PR, keep getting more breakthroughs, keep getting more breakthroughs. The momentum will tell your mind to just train harder. We gotta strike the iron while it's hot. But that's not to say that in some cases that is the case. That's why you really need to understand the whole trajectory of your training, like the progressive overload, the pacing, and have coaches who knows better than you to like see exactly how you're responding to the training. So it's not just like, oh, tapering is just this, or like exertion is just this. There can be degrees of relaxation in exertion and vice versa. Yeah. So
Thank you.
after the deload, usually in fitness I would do less, maybe like 75% less intensity or 50%, whatever the case may be, that varies. And after a taper, you just see that, oh, the stresses you've accumulated over the last 4 weeks or 4 days in this matter, what expresses of it, you just go beyond your previous threshold after the tapering. Say come like Monday or Tuesday, you feel really refreshed. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Frank.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh,
So I
if you
just
guys want to know more about like tapering and like actual physical fitness, how it relates to what we're doing, we're uploading a new interview today with Tyson. Where's
Oh,
Tyson?
yeah.
Tyson's here
Yeah.
somewhere with his cat.
Tyson trained me from like a
Yeah.
5 rep max to a 10 rep to 10 rep and bench press in 3 weeks.
Yep. Tyson is the G. Yeah, because that was Jace's instruction to, in order to do this with you guys, she needed to increase her bench. So
Although I think in the end, what he trained me, I could have gone way more. I think I was just lazy.
yeah, because you didn't
Yeah.
know what it feels like to actually push
Push.
through your
Yeah.
max, to like push through the max, like during physical training. But you've done a lot of that in life, I think.
Mm. All right. Marco? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey.
I did not understood what tapering is during the meditation, but now after you, Frank, shared about it, I got it. And I think I did the opposite, or the opposite happened inside me. There was a storm of fury, of being against everything and everyone. I was against to sit, to meditate, against myself, against Frank, against, I think, more or less against all of you and this whole thing here. Against that I have to sit straight, and then I started to loosen it up and also changed my place. Went up from the floor to the chair. And it was like at the end it was like, I don't want to do what you want that I do. I want to do what I want to do. And then because of the back, having a straight back, can you still see me? Are they? Okay. Because of the straight back, my father came into my mind, because I remember sometimes he poked me with his finger a little bit so that I have a straight back. He did it not often, but I never liked it. I knew he means it good. But in the meditation right now, when that came up, I was immensely against my father. Yeah, there was, I think also hate, I'm not sure. But maybe I hated him for that. I was so strongly, so intense against him. Yeah, and with time when I was sitting here, it was still there, but it was more and more easy for me. Not really easy, also not at the end. It was still difficult, but more easy than in the beginning. And right now, I still feel it. It's like, fuck you all, fuck it, whatever. I don't know, and I don't really know why, but I just right now allow myself to be that, feel that. Yeah.
Thanks, Marco.
Yeah.
That's actually extremely common to have this kind of double down. We call it double downing. Like the ego doubles down whenever it gets seen through. So I don't want to say like absolutely that's a sign of progress, but usually people think you're sliding backward, but it could be a sign of progress because you're digging deeper into the layers. And then the ecosystem, like any other matrix, all he wants to do is survive, right? So you will just do anything in its power when it gets seen through to want to fight back and reconstruct itself. And this is where their fitness comes in. Like if you can just stay with the flow and let that feeling wash over you without reacting, pushing it away, without or even dissociating from it, and just give it love.
And it's okay to hate.
Yeah, it's okay to hate. Like I feel exactly like the way you did for like 10 years, and every day I just go to the gym and just try to fuck shit up. But I think I was overly expressing, but that was part of my path. So that was how I handled it. People handle it differently. So there's probably a more skillful way to handle things like that, but it's normal.
But yeah, thanks, Marco, for sharing that. Okay, Sergio? Yeah.
Yeah. Hi. Like the other said, I didn't know what was tapering as well. Just what Ken said, I understood it's a kind of cool down or something like that. But the word for me was integration, about the whole week insights I had. Since following the breath was a practice I did for many years, but not exactly as we are doing here, is very good for me to use that tool. And so I was really looking into my body, sensations, and I saw that I feel different in different parts of my body. Like in the lower of my legs, I can feel a lot. And then in the upper of my knees, I don't feel too much. And then going up my chest, for the whole week, I could feel contraction, but not too much today, but still has some contraction. And then today I found some contraction behind my eyes as well that I didn't see the other days. And I decided to make peace with all of it. And as well, I had an injury in my shoulder, right shoulder, that I've been frustrating in my fitness journey, because you do a lot of effort to get a bit fit, and then when you got an injury, you lose it quick, no, your fitness. So I make peace with all of this, even if my shoulder, my contraction in my chest, in my behind my eyes, and has been a very interesting journey during the week. And about that conflict, Marco said, I already deal a lot with my shit, unconscious shit, you know. So it's not popping too much during this week. And sometimes I got a bit dreamy too when getting relaxed, following the breath. So I have to come back to my body and my emotions. And so I'm very happy to getting track of meditation again. I was not meditating too much, and I hope to keep practice at least like that every day, 1 hour a day, looking to my sensations of the body, emotions, thoughts, and trying to make equanimity about it. That's it, guys. Thank you for the week. It was very nice.
Thank you, Sergio. Yeah. This idea of tapering is, it gets really can get really nuanced and sophisticated. I remember when I was doing the physical training, my coach would have me do blocks of different cycles, and for example, the first day or the first week will be a high week, like high intensity, high volume, and the second week will be a little bit low, and the third week will be an extremely intense week. That's when you try to hit the PRs or whatever, and the fourth week would be a deload, and it would just reduce the intensity and the volume and everything by half. And that's just one block, one microcycle. And then say 8 weeks or 16 weeks will be a bigger macrocycle. And then it's like fractals upon fractals of these cycles of wave training. So it's really hard to measure progress just based on like how you're doing today, or even like how you're doing from day to day, or even week to week. Especially with this realization fitness is a long-term, lifelong project. So just because you have one really bad sit doesn't mean shit. If you have one really good sit doesn't mean shit either. Yeah, it's just about consistently showing up and stay.
I mean,
stay
even
inspired.
that whole process of being in the cohort, I remember like in the last cohort 6, when it finished, it actually that did feel like a massive training process. And then the week after, I just fell sick and crashed. It's like, and I think sometimes actually the tapering process is probably more difficult than the actual like training up, going intense, and like because there is a sense of purpose and there is a sense of intention. I think when we are like going full out, and when we have that kind of momentum for a while, I think suddenly it's like, all right, it's okay. You don't need to go for more now. It's like, what? It's just like, wham, like hit you in the head. And it's like, it's almost like losing a sense of purpose. And you'd be like, oh shit. And that's when my body will shut down. I start to fall sick. It's quite interesting, actually. And I think Khan also mentioned before that I think a lot of like, I think like Tyson, I can't remember who, but it's like they would say that a lot of athletes actually go crazy during tapering. It's like just before the match, you're supposed to taper, but I cannot train. But it's like, it's going to be the match, it's going to be the race. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you getting sick is a way for your system to tell you to just back off too.
Maybe it's already like just adrenaline, but you're just not aware. Yeah.
Because I
Debbie?
injured my shoulder, I've been putting down weights for the last 2-3 weeks. Maybe I was tapering for 2-3 weeks now, but not because I want, but because I have to.
Yeah. Devin? Oh, where did you go? Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm not high today.
Okay.
great.
Yes. Yes, great. I can hear you today. Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I was on my phone. I could not figure out what was going on. So I guess, are we talking about tapering? Or
And
is
you
there
can talk
like
about
something
your
there?
sit. You could talk about your sit or yeah, that was going on.
Yeah, I was feeling pretty neutral during my sit. I was noticing like a lot of mental imagery, like not really fantasizing, but I've done a lot of Michael Taft meditations, so I was just like watching mental imagery pass by and like I guess you would say, being the witness of mental imagery. But other than that, I actually really like what Khan said about like what is the most like I guess he was kind of talking about like a spiritual ego, modern life, right? So I really like that stuff he was talking about. Just for some context of like what my life is like, I've been traveling in Asia for like a year now. So it's been kind of burnt out from it, to be honest. It's a lot of work, I work in tech too. So I'm like traveling and working and it's really hard to juggle all those things. So yeah, the burnout gets real, so that tapering.
Tapering in your life.
It's a constant taper. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's crazy. Kind of fucked up, but yeah.
What was your point about modern life and spiritual ego?
I guess for me, like the most responsible thing feels like a modern, like just being effective in modern life, like just having
So
like things that
do
would
you have
work in an
resistance or
office.
sorry, like did you have resistance or like what was it?
Resistance to what? Modern life?
Yeah,
My
to
battery
modern
just
life.
die.
Wait, just die?
Are you freezing, Devin? And this happened, like when somebody is saying something crucial and then the screen freeze.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah, it happens quite a bit in CC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think by now you guys probably already know, like we went on a retreat because me and Jace had a conversation. I put all the footage I shot in the retreat in one hard drive, and these hard drives never break down. And after I came back, the entire drive was wiped. Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
This
I think Devin
is
disappeared,
Devin?
right?
Yeah.
He disappeared.
Yeah,
All right, let's maybe Sama just take over first. Sama, are you around? Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm just going through like a lot of spaces, I guess, as everybody's talking and during the meditation. Yeah, I really resonate a lot with what a lot of people said, just being frustrated or like, being against what's happening, like a lot of doubt in even just being here, a doubt in everybody, like, should I even be practicing this way? Should I practice a different way? Oh, I really like this other thing I used to do. Maybe I'll just do that instead. And then just realizing that those thoughts are passing and sitting a little bit with like the sensations that were around that, like not good enough, not good enough, not good enough. And yeah, and just being disappointed and frustrated that I just can't, I don't have the focus and attention that I want right now. Yeah, and then there's just like disappointment, like, and this sadness, this emptiness, like it's there right now. And I think I was kind of feeling with what Devin just said, but and I'm not really fully sure what he was saying, but Yeah, like I went deep and deeper into it as we're all talking too. It's just this like, what's the point of being alive? You know, and mentally, intellectually, I could say that, well, there's not necessarily a point. Doesn't really matter. To, you know, we like to make points of everything. But I still feel this sensation, whether I intellectualize about it or not. And yeah, it's just something that I've definitely dealt with like for a long time. Like, what's the point? And does it matter anyway? Nothing matters. Just invalidating everything being said, what other people are saying, and invalidating what I think and what I see, what I experience, and yeah, just
Don't forget to invalidate invalidation too.
Mhm.
Usually that's why I said about
Okay.
nihilists. I'm not saying you're a nihilist, but usually nihilists are still clinging on to the meaning of nihilism. So they're not nihilistic enough. Yeah.
I think one of
I,
the
I really like the way you share these things. It's like in a sense so like pessimistic, but you're just kind of nonchalant about it and like chill and just like
matter of
doing
fact.
garden work. I would like play all those sharings you have before I go to sleep and just be like, yeah, life has no meaning. And I can sleep.
Yeah, here I am still gardening.
Yeah.
Yeah, under the blue
yeah, because
sky.
like I said, I can say that, okay, it's just like Samara's saying that there's no meaning, there's nothing, and like, but you know, it's just thoughts, it's just words, it's just another meaning that there's no meaning, and so it's like I could just keep going on about that, but instead of like going on and on about that, I just kept feeling the sensation.
Yeah, and I think that's the skillfulness lies in that constant paradox of it, isn't it? Because nothing matters, but everything's important. Can we live with that?
Yeah, when nothing mattered, everything matters in a sense too, because it's when you take meaninglessness to the extreme, it's like, yeah, at least the way I experience it is like every moment becomes meaningful because it doesn't need it. It doesn't need anything else to be meaningful. Usually, when we look for meaning, it's like we are using one thing to measure against another to find the meaning. But actually, meaning with a capital M doesn't actually need any reference point. The whole concept of meaning versus meaningless was just a breakdown as well.
Yeah. And I
Is
guess
it
something that
possible?
oh, sorry, who's that? I just finished this.
sorry.
I was just saying that what I said to you in Frank in the interview as well. Like, you know, a lot of times we don't have that sense of meaning because we want that meaning to be something that we define it to be. And
That's
or we're deciding that the point has to be something that I see as a point. And instead of allowing the point to reveal itself on its own.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Someone was saying something. I'm sorry, who was that?
Oh yeah, sorry. I was wondering if you can wrap back to me.
We will.
Computer. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. We would. Yeah. Well, actually, maybe Devin, you can continue.
Actually, Samara kind of perfectly pointed to what I was talking about. I think I'm actually kind of the opposite of you, Samara. Like, I'm super engaged with like modern life, by like the standards of today. So when it comes to having a sense of invalidation, it's a bit different for me. Like invalidating reality almost is like a survival mechanism, you know? It's really weird. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, like I'm extremely engaged, like creating my business and traveling and
I'm not sure if I was talking about being engaged or not, but maybe I'm not engaged.
you seem pretty engaged. You're kind of out there right now, doing your thing.
I'm out there living. Just
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it's a survival mechanism. I guess maybe a lot of patterns are just like, okay, if I can't make sense of it, then I will make none of it make sense, and then I'll be okay with that. And just how can I make all these things not make sense, so that I can be, I guess, comfortable or familiar,
I
or
think it's
just
just
in
efficient.
my control.
I mean, if you're caught up in like, or at least for me, if I'm caught up in making sense of things that don't even make sense of, then it's more efficient to invalidate. You know, like he's gotta be performant and not worry about it too much.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think we're similar. We're both strategists in a way.
Maybe.
Hey Samar, I just remember Ramana Maharshi. Do you know him?
Yeah.
He would say, just find out who is asking for meaning.
Mm.
For me, the meaning comes from the pain that like life throws at me, I guess. And then needing to solve those problems. Not even my problems, just like general problems in the world that I witness. But I can't say it's a me that perceives things, right? It's just the problems show themselves and like, oh, that has to be solved. I can't claim them. It's just kind of my flow to solve them or to try.
Yeah, I wanted to circle back on where we're saying was mentioning Ramana Maharshi. I'll be like really careful doing this kind of inquiry because okay, your mind goes into that mode of inquiry. Who's looking for meaning? Oh, nobody. You don't find anybody here. There's nobody here that's doing anything. There's no meaning. There's no one here to construct meaning. But then you're immediately, if your recognition is not clear enough, immediately that becomes a new source of reification or identification, even to the point where the meaning making is non-conceptual, where the view is still there, or you're just replacing another view. Oh, okay. Just an example of how this inquiry gets really subtle.
Actually,
Then
it can
after
be
a while,
said.
oh, what did you say?
No, go ahead, finish.
I was just gonna say, after a while, it's just fun. It's just fun to, you know, it's just fun. Yeah.
Tom, you want to say something?
Yeah, there's an aspect to this whole realization fitness which maybe we don't like to look at. When we think about meaning and purpose and what's my life about, and I guess with a bit of realization, you start to recognize responsibility, right? There's actually responsibility involved, and it's on you. So a lot of us don't want to take on the responsibility.
True.
It's easier to bitch and moan about life and blame other people and blame circumstances and say it's all a waste of time and fuck it anyway and smoke weed and blah, 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 blah.
I don't want to actually talk about spiritual ego in this context if you don't. Sorry to interrupt, but it just seems like a good response. I think that's where like Frank is pointing to, like the you call it I can't say it right. The disengagement of the world, or was it this denouncing?
And the renouncing.
I think, yeah, like renouncing. I
Renunciation.
think, yeah, I think people are too focused on the renunciation part, or maybe they misunderstand it. I mean, Khan put it perfectly where you like renounce it, but then you also come back and you're actually more effective.
There's a lot of laziness. Like a lot of people are just
maybe
fucking
there's
lazy,
that.
right?
Yes.
We're lazy. We want an easy time. We want a good time. We want bliss, comfort.
Yeah, that renunciation is an important aspect, but ultimately you have to renounce from even renunciation. So you renounce from whatever you were renouncing from, and then you come back and become even more engaged and less attached to outcomes, and there's less grasping to whatever you were trying to renounce. And you go through like cycles and cycles, so it's kind of iteration, right? It's not like just a one-time thing. Oh, I renounce. Yeah, and renunciation doesn't mean inactivity either, right? It can mean many different things. You know, for someone who plays video games all day, he's a form of renunciation could be going to the gym, you know. Yeah, it's really about seeing like whatever convention, whatever container view that you're boxed in. It's like monks who renounce from the modern world to go into the monastery. If they don't see that view, they're just become boxed in another convention there. You know, I'm saying that the convention of a monastery is just as much as it comes out of the same convention as modernity, right? And that's not to say that you can't go become a monk. You know, you just recognize that perhaps you're still holding on to a view one way or another.
I was a monk for 3 months, and I can confirm this is shit.
It's shit.
Legit. Like I was a monk in
Legit.
Thailand for 3
Legit.
months.
Yeah.
Yeah, legit. Yeah, they definitely have those issues. You know.
It's just being aware of time, trying to get to hear everybody. Maybe let me hear out Indira.
Yes, there's like 3 things. First of all, the meditation. This is the first time, I mean, yesterday and then today, to sit like that for about half an hour. Actually, it felt more of a relief because I wasn't fighting the thoughts and anything that was coming up today. It was more of an observation of thoughts from past, what happened yesterday, 10 minutes ago. I was able to just look at that and then come back to the sensations of, you know, the chest moving in and out, the sound of the ear, and just come back to that over and over and over again. And that felt like a relief because I can remember a time when I would meditate and I was fighting with thought, as if I were the thought. So it was really confusing. And now there's more of I like the word integration that was said today. So there was just thoughts from the past, from the future, what needs to be done tomorrow. There was looking at that and then coming back to the sensation of the body. And a couple of times I would just do this, you know, just to come back. And then when Khan was sharing, he started talking about finances. And that was my own trigger, my trigger. It's just a trigger that came up. And I can feel, it actually came up yesterday after I was crying. I was so emotional yesterday, and a lot of things came up, and I was able to talk to my friend about it. And that was one of it. There's a lot of shame coming up around finances, not feeling good enough, anxiety over it, concern / worry. And I'm glad that I'm seeing this. I'm just glad that I'm seeing and feeling into that. And then the third thing is when you talk about fitness, I'm curious. I'm not quite sure what you mean. I mean, is hot yoga considered fitness or walking? I'm not sure. I enjoy hot yoga. So maybe you can expand on the fitness in this. I mean, when I can do this course with you guys. You're talking about fitness. This is all new. So I'm curious about that. You could,
The ability to exert, Indra. The ability to exert.
And to rest within their exertion. Yeah.
And to rest in
Ah.
whatever arises.
Yeah. So when we talk about realization fitness, it's almost like encompasses everything, right? Because when we talk about realization, nature of mind is life.
Mm.
So sure, yoga can be part of it. So can I don't know, not
Crochet.
not watch yeah, or not watch news for like 2 weeks, or watch news every day. Yeah, it looks different for everyone. So it's increasing your capacity to simultaneously exert and rest.
Eating more meat. Eating more meat.
I did hot yoga in the peak of my depression for I think a whole year. No concept of fitness whatsoever. I just felt like I looked ugly and fat, and I wanted to lose weight. And then 1 year into the practice, it was just lying there in Shavasana. Mind was a little bit quiet, and which was shocking. Like, since when the mind can be quiet? But was I looking for it? No. But maybe there was a part of me that was listening to how that pain needed to be expressed and wanted to be asserted in that sense. And I guess also, like what Tom said, taking responsibility to listen to the pain and, knowing that somewhat you're doing something good for yourself. Sometimes you might not know what the answer is or what is it for. And that's okay. And just listening to what you're saying about the triggers and stuff, and just sensing, and it's okay. Like, if you're triggered, I don't know why I'm saying this. I'm just saying, just somehow feels a bit strange that you're saying that you're glad. I think you don't have to be glad at all. It feels tiring at this point to feel that you need to be glad about it. You don't have to be.
Are we doing the sits at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. again? EDT? Yep.
Yeah.
I was just about to write a message.
Yeah, so that's... Well, thanks for sharing, Idira. Yeah.
Thank you.
Look forward to training with you, Indira.
What? What did you say, Tom?
I said looking forward to training.
Are you joining, Indira?
I'd like to. I want to. I was talking to, me and Nikki are pretty close. I was talking to her yesterday, and what came up for me is commitment and ideas of what I used to do for 22 years. I did that. So I can move that over to this, because my heart is in this. Like, I've been here only 2 days, and it just feels so natural listening to everyone, and I can feel and hear myself in everyone I can relate to. And yeah, I want to. It's like my heart just wants to do it. I don't know what to expect, and that's okay. I'm open to it.
Yeah. I hope to see you around.
Nikki referred you?
Yeah, she did.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she did. Well, she didn't refer, but I basically been listening to her for a while. I've known her for 2 years now. And I was listening to her share about her experiences with CC, and I'm like, wow, that's gorgeous. I want that. Like, I want to go deeper. I was like, it's like being attracted to someone. I'm attracted to, all of a sudden there was just a pull, like a push actually, to what she was saying and sharing, a resonance to all of it. And I just don't know how it's going to unfold, but I'm okay with that too. Just a feeling. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Indira. I hope to see you around. Ben?
Ben?
Yeah. Yep.
I think we can go a little longer today because it's the last day. If people want to leave, they can just leave.
Mm.
It's up to you guys. Yeah, it's up to you, Jace. Yeah. I mean, if we, yeah.
Mm.
What's up, Ben?
I just want to start by thanking Marco, because what he said resonated with me so much. More than any of the other days, today I was just so pissed off, and I can still feel it here. It's like it's almost like the air is getting stuck between my chest and my throat, and I was getting so triggered at Khan specifically. I'm sure it's nothing personal, but it's just everything he said. I knew he was right, and I hated that he was right. And like, I don't know, I was just getting. I think the conversation today is similarly like making me more aware of like where I'm not taking responsibility. Like, yeah, probably just like it's not even spiritually, or probably is, but it's to do with finances and money and like walking away from getting a proper job and like just walking away from an entirely like conventional life that I was living for a life now where I've finished university. I don't have a fixed income stream and I just can't do this stuff full time or do whatever it is that I want to do. And yeah, like I don't even know what I'm really doing. Like I was listening to Frank and Jace's conversation last night, and Jace, you studied a degree, or you were a mindfulness teacher at Oxford, I saw. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm
train as
applying.
mindfulness teacher.
Sorry.
Mm. Yeah,
Well, I'm
yeah. Go
applying
ahead.
for that now, and it's a lot of work. And part of me is like, oh, this is, like after I had my first Vipassana, I was like convinced, okay, this is like what I'm gonna do now. I basically just forgot entirely about my degree, didn't give a shit. And now trying, like I'm telling people I want to be a mindfulness teacher, but I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. And anyways, I was just getting progressively more frustrated and my back was getting so tense. Like I could relate to what Mark was saying, my back, even though it was supported, it just felt like it was about to, I don't know, fall off. Yeah, that's all I have to share.
Thanks.
Mm. Yeah. You need to have a taste for torture to join CC.
I think it's pretty normal, Ben. I experienced a lot of frustration with the teacher Mei Chang in previous boot camps, and with the discussion space, with all the talking. We do 90 minutes of a meditation, then we sit for an hour at least, and then weeks and weeks and weeks, and it's like, fuck this. What the fuck am I doing all this for? A lot of frustration. And there's all daddy issues too, right? Like we have daddy issues, mommy issues, authority issues. All comes up.
I got really I got really triggered when I was asked to grow some balls, and I'm like, I'm a fucking woman, dude. So you gotta hate your teacher sometime. If not, it's not a good teacher. I
Also
think
a lot of
Frank,
love too, though. Lots of
yeah,
love too.
Frank has his bout of rebelliousness.
I have my what?
Your own bouts of rebelliousness.
Oh yeah, yeah. One of the first thing Mei Chen said to me is you need to get penetrated more, because I'm always penetrating. I need to get fucked in the ass maybe, and then well, it came pretty close, but me and Tom had a little moment together, and then Pippa got
Even a
jealous.
little bit close.
Way close.
I showed the Pippa, so she got jealous.
We can do better. We can do better, Frank.
Wait, I
We can do
had a
better.
crazy experience with it last night though.
What
I'll
experience?
tell you later.
Wait, with what?
Basically, there was like after the book club, so much mental proliferation and squeezing, and I visualized that image, and it
Me and Tom?
was like a medicine. It just like broke my mind.
Wait, the image of me and Tom?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh, that's amazing.
You're right, Frank. It's art. It's real art.
No, it was a transmission now. For Pippa.
Mhm.
What the heck?
All right. Although I know you have your hand up for like the longest time.
Oh yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
The shit gets weird here. If you guys want to stay up for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I really liked the energy just now. That was really cool. I also relate to Ben in how like uh I've also just graduated from uni, so like now I don't even know what's happening. And there's like a lot of things that happened at university that kind of pushed me in this direction. So now it's like I have like no choice, I think. I mean, I have a choice, but like I don't nothing else is as interesting to me. So I'm just gonna continue going in this direction. The things I wanted to talk about were like um what tapering could mean for me specifically, right? Like I guess I kind of do buy what you guys are saying in that um it's kind of good to like drop the ball sometimes, but like what I think I don't know, maybe I'm asking you guys to convince me that it's actually okay to not try to be like meditating at all the time, like always constantly trying to like catch my projections and like trying to see the ways that I'm like casting myself onto everybody around me. Like, is there actually treasure in in allowing myself to like actually put like project on people and like lash out and stuff like that? Is there actually treasure in that? Um, or maybe the kind of tapering that you guys are talking about is more like just the high intensity concentration that we're doing here, or like body scanning that we're doing here. Um, Actually, and then I guess let me just ask both my questions. I guess the second thing that kind of annoyed me that Khan was saying was that you can't come here just for like just to feel good. I feel like that's kind of it's kind of really annoying to keep hearing that because I feel like that's kind of the whole point of me coming here. Um, and I guess there's definitely um I don't know, yeah, I want to hear what you guys have to say about that as well. But there's definitely uh like the low resolution sense of like pain versus pleasure, right? And then it keeps kind of like scaling up. But I really do think that like at the end of it, it's kind of like just finding more fine-grained dualities of that, right? Like whether or not something feels good or bad. I think it's kind of also another duality um of maybe like suffering versus non-suffering, right? Um, I don't know, like even contrasting it against like morality, I think people be like, oh, you can't do the that because even if it makes you feel good, it's wrong, right? But I think even I'm also finding that in some sense, like the moral thing is actually the thing that you will have a felt sense of, okay, this actually reduces the amount of suffering it inflicts on me as well. At least that's how I'm finding that's how I'm like I justify it to myself at least. So yeah, I think if I were to find out that like there's some other instrumentality to realizing myself, like I don't even know if it would be as interesting or like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like that feels like a dead end to me. So yeah, what do you guys think about that as well?
I have a couple of thoughts. In physical training, the tapering comes at the end of like a training cycle. Like you usually start with relatively high volume and like lower intensity. And then as the intensity comes up, the volume goes down. And then there's like a accumulation of stimulus that you can handle. And then you back off a little bit on the stressors, but the adaptation keeps accumulating for a bit. And then you have like, you're both the most trained and as rested as possible. And then there's a moment of a possibility of peak expression. It's almost like a lot of things in nature operate in like cycles or like waves. There's like a crest, or you can think of like a fruiting tree. Like it's like every season there's like the bounty of fruit, and then the fruit falls off, and it's like winter. There's like a little bit of a recession, but like every year the tree grows. So there's these waves and cycles and rhythms to it. And there's like on a micro scale and macro scale. So like even in a training session, the warm up, the build up, the nervous system arousal, the expression, the cool down. Or in this week, we had like a build up of kind of intensity and then kind of the settling today. So it's just like, yeah, cycles and cycles. So like in realization fitness, at some point in the interview, I think at the end, Frank asked me what realization fitness is. And what came out was it's a transformation of your relationship to resistance, which I don't know if that's a good answer, but that's what came out. And I thought it was interesting. But like so if this is, because realization fitness is like, it's totality, it's all encompassing. But you can't be peaking all the time. Like you have, especially living in a modern context, like all the stressors, all the pressures, all the ways of relating, there's going to be these natural, it's be like trying to like orgasm all the time, which maybe is something people like want. Like you're like, oh, I would like to be a sweatpants wearing, walking, orgasming machine, but maybe maybe you can train for that, but at least in the short term, there's like you have to honor these cycles and rhythms of training. But yeah, I kind of see the taper as like it's kind of like a cool down, or kind of but it's becoming in tune with the rhythms of working with intensity or working with resistance. Maybe it's not resisting resistance, but like it'd be like anger or rage or frustration. Like the way that you relate to the intensity, to the stressor, can transform a lot. And then the way that you work with it, instead of against it, it's an entirely different experience. It's kind of like how someone can learn how to enjoy training or exerting. So yeah, I don't know if that answers your question, but those are some of my thoughts on tapering and realization fitness.
I think it's a matter of also, when we have insights, does it transform to wisdom?
Or if you have
With that,
wisdom, transform to action, maybe.
yeah,
That too.
that kind of integration. Like if you understand the cycles of what's going on, and then do choose to resist it, or would you work with it?
Yeah, I really like your description, Tyson, about your relationship to resistance. That's a really good one. Yeah, because like I've been trying to say, it's not just exertion, right? It's not just letting go. It's your relationship to these things, how they relate to each other. How does contraction relates to expansion, and under what context? Like my realizing fitness is increasing by mostly by surrendering in the last majority of the last phase or something like that. When Machen told me I have to get penetrated, well, it's not, I didn't really get penetrated, but it's just like the willingness to let go, the willingness to die, the willingness to be penetrated in terms of like, not physically even, it's just a willingness to be receptive. I think when Jay says she needed to grow some balls and I needed to grow some vagina, I guess. Not that I didn't already put vaginas on my palm and like licking it before I lived, and installing a fake vagina on the ground and like fucking it. But you know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't underestimate the value of actual physical penetration, Frank.
Yeah, I've been told that. I think I've been told that. But we'll see.
I wonder if I can reserve the privilege. Am I allowed to reserve the privilege?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh man. You have to wear a strap on at the same time. Because I only have a thing for silicons.
Big black cocks.
No, I think I like pink now.
Gosh, you guys. Okay.
Yeah,
I guess that's a good way to end. But well, in any case, I don't even know how to be serious right now. So, but I was also thinking about what Tyson talked about. I think he mentioned orgasms, since we're on that topic. And
Tyson started it.
I actually mentioned in cohort 5, like it does. I don't think it's me that mentioned it. I think it's actually Mei Cheng that mentioned it. That when you're doing that process of reps and practice, actually a huge part, it feels like sex without orgasm. Like
no, it feels like you're edging. Actually, it feels like edging is a
and
good
it's
word.
never quite actually reaching anything. And for most time, you just be like, oh, what's the point of this? What's the point of this? And it's like, that's it. Got to keep going. And like what Ben is saying, it's hard work. It's fucking hard work, yes. But we do learn, which is why we learn to taper, actually.
Yeah, that's a really good point. That ties back to everything we're saying, because it's in that edging that continuously your relationship to edging, that's your marginal fitness threshold. Because like if you think about it, an Olympic sprinter, right? Like he pretty much just, or an Olympic lifter, he trains years for that one lift, that one orgasm. But imagine if this guy is just like so quick to want to get PRs all the time, and just like doesn't have the ability to you know how this kids that with marshmallow, that kind of test, it's like, can you delay gratification? Yeah, a lot of it's about delayed gratification. Yeah, but then he's like edging, coming a little bit here and there, and then you have to like kind of plan out where exactly you're coming, how much you come. All that's taken into consideration in a career of an athlete, and then finally you get one shot to break the world record. And then a lot of people just break down after that. They don't know how to integrate it. They're falling to pieces or leading up to it. It's a lot. Yeah.
Or sometimes I think that's for me, my case. It's like I take great joy in aging now.
Sorry,
It's an acquired taste, I guess.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. I had one idea about Frank and what he was talking. So some people need to grow the balls, and some people need to grow the vagina. It's the contraction and the expansion, and both are needed, and both ways kind of lead to the same place, but we can lack the other one. And from my experience, it's been more about growing the vagina in my hand. The last
Growing the vagina on your hand.
Yeah, because I've been like concentrating and penetrating, but for me now it seems that the little tension that I have, I need to same time just do the vagina thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes simultaneously too. Like there's a flexibility in which it's like the more fitness you have, the more flexibility you have in terms of like when to exert, when to penetrate, when to surrender, when to let go, and maybe going beyond both of them, because the nature of mind and condition is actually beyond both of them, but inclusive of both of them. So in that inclusion,
that's the plan.
Doing it simultaneously, right? And then you see that the more you can actually receive, the more you can penetrate, and vice versa.
Yeah, it's like before the cessation, or when the cessation hits, I think they both disappear.
Yeah, depends on what you mean
From
by
my
cessation.
experience.
Yeah, you can say it like that. Yeah, it's almost like when cessation. Well, I'm just talking about like a cessation, just a blacking out kind of thing, like a Dana Ingram kind of cessation in this context. It's like the perfect merging of expansion contraction, because like you have to concentrate and your mind has to be so collected, but at the same time you have to be so relaxed into that exertion, into that contraction, into that sense of like concentration, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, I have had like brief moments, like couple hours, almost couple hours, but it never stick like you talking about like dropping the center, like it becomes back, and then there is more work to do, more karma, but I feel the karma is burning itself as we practice more and more, and integrated in also in everyday life, every moment. I work in supermarket. I meet a lot of people. That's a good place to practice, because in other people you see yourself, reflect your own karmas to other people. I actually yesterday it was so funny. I watched the interview with you and Jace, and yesterday I was working, and some old lady. If Jace was like maybe 30 years older, I would bet that Jace would look like her, and I'm not trying to be offensive. And
You
the
don't
lady
worry.
was.
Frank said I look like his mom. So.
Well, I also say you look like my ex, who is like 20 years younger than
Yeah,
me.
he always have to clarify. Yes.
I always have to clarify that part. You cannot separate my exes from my mom and from Jace.
Yeah, but the lady was. I'm very certain that some very high yogic power, like it was absurd. I've never met in real life somebody like her. Like it was
in the supermarket.
Yeah, get her in CC.
Yeah.
Oh,
in supermarket. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, get her into CC.
Did you get her number?
No. Maybe I should have, but at least I have you, Chase, here, and I can watch the videos, and I really would love to join the CC, and I will at some point. I'm sure this will be ongoing thing, this CC thing. So I'm not in a hurry, but now I'm studying the social economics. I'm also a mindfulness coach and a therapist. So that's my background.
Easy man.
Yeah, but I will join this CC, but for now I keep supporting and joining the free boot camps. You are doing like very good job. Like this is one of a kind, and I think many people are starting to realize that this CC is like a real thing. Not to put any label on it, but I feel this is authentic place to really like. It's like any sport or any goal you have in life. This is for the mental fitness. So love you guys.
Love you too.
Thank you. Yeah, love you. I think for those that are like waiting, like don't wait too long, because CC also takes pride in invalidating itself pretty regularly. So one day we might just poof, disappear. So so yeah. I don't know. Feels pretty lighthearted at this point. I don't know. I'm just sensing into everybody. And actually, yeah, do feel a lot of love and appreciation for everybody that's here. So a reminder again that tomorrow's intro call. So just take it as a continuation, I guess, for today. Look forward to seeing everyone there at the intro call. And my dissertation needs editing before it can be published. too many juicy details in it. So yeah, we'll let you guys know. And actually, not just me, but there's two other mentors also wrote dissertations as well on doubt and thinking mind. Yeah, we're sure to share that when the time comes.
I just want to maybe sum up what Alex was saying. It's it's a lifestyle basically. It's like mind training. You see that the nature of mind is inseparable from life. Like when I think of mind, I don't think of something that's here. I don't even what is mind training? Right? Mind is life, and life is not, there's no life without relation. Nothing stands alone. So a lot of the training is, instead of just thinking, oh, it's my mind, I gotta get my mind to the next level. It's all about like life and relations. Because the mind's empty apart from that.
Yeah. Gotta live life. All right, guys. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Much love. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank
And
you.
I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. Yeah.
Thank you all. It was a great week. Thanks.
Thank you. Who was that actually? Yeah. All right. Maybe unmute yourself, just say bye to everybody. And yeah.
Bye.
And then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah. Bye, guys. Thanks. Yeah.
Bye, everyone.